Hello everybody, Final Miner here, and I was going to go ahead and do a little bit of recording right before going to see Blade Runner. I thought that looked like a cool movie. So I'm going to go see that, and I thought I'd do a little bit here before I went to see the movie. And so I was thinking maybe I could move some stuff into the base. And I'm trying to think of the best way to do that. We've got all this stuff. The good thing about the drawers is that we can use packing tape. You just slap it on there and then you can break it and it'll keep its contents. So that's good. But these chests, you know, there's not a great way to do that. The machines and stuff we can just pick up. That's no big deal. I'm processing a little bit of gravel to get some flint to use in my sag mill. And other than that, I've just been letting it run to process ores. Yeah, the machines can pretty much just do whatever. I think what I'm going to do with this fellow is disabled. Okay. Good. I think what I'm going to do with this fellow is just let it run dry. And once it's burned up all of its oil, then we'll move it. And that thing really makes power. I love this thing. 100 RF a tick is so much in the early game. The rest of it will just break. It'll just break. We'll just break the smeltery down. Water. Wait a minute. I have a bucket of water in there? How did that happen? So anyway, I guess I'm going to figure out something. I didn't really want to get into a certain mod at this point in the game, but we may do that anyway, just because it'll make moving stuff really, really, really easy. Really, really easy. Wow. Apparently you don't need nearly as much water as you need lava. Is that right? Yeah, I guess so. Anyway, be back in a bit. Oh yeah, I just thought of another reason for us to get our silky pick. And that is getting coal ore, which we can run through the sag mill, and every once in a while you'll get a diamond out of it. So that's pretty cool. At this point in the game, we need every diamond we can get. Okay, so I basically give up. This is usually what I do in my single player worlds when I want to do a move. I use the mod I'm about to show to you. So the first thing that I've done is I've crafted the ship's helm from DaVinci's vessels. Back in 1.7.10, this mod was called Archimedes Ships. And basically the idea of the mod is you build a ship and then you can actually sail it around in the world. It's pretty awesome. It has some limitations. You know, it's not perfect, but for what it does, it's a ton of fun, and it's really cool to use. So first you craft your ship's helm, just like that, and it looks really neat. And when you steer around, the wheel will actually turn around. Really cool looking. And here you can see you have a few options when you click on the ship's helm. Rename, you can actually name your ship. Assemble ship, we'll get into that in a minute. Undo, which undoes a symbol, and then mount ship. And so the way that it works is you will take your ship. I think we have enough to do it. We'll give it a try here. You take your ship's helm and then you go out in the world and you build whatever ship you actually want to sail around. So for example, I'm going to construct the mighty vessel two planks, and then tell it to assemble. And when you tell it to assemble, it will go from the ship's helm and it will look for all the blocks that it can connect to make a ship out of. And by default, it's not going to include things like dirt. It doesn't care about dirt. It actually does a blacklist. So little things like this from a mod, kelp from Biomes of Plenty, Things like that, if it's a mod item, it probably will attach by default. So you have to be careful around, world gen that comes from other mods. But here we can see how many blocks does it have? 3. That's the ship's helm, 2 planks. And so now we have the mighty 2 planks. Name 2 planks. Oh, I forgot to say done naming. Okay, 2 planks. And then when you're ready, you just hit mount ship. And what happened? I'm actually mounted on the ship. Haha! I left some water behind. And you can see here I'm bobbing up and down a little bit. The controls are configurable in config, not the config file, but in your controls menu. And I think you can do it in the config too. But anyway, you can see I'm sailing around, and you can actually get up to a really good speed on these things. It's a very fast boat. And so you may be thinking, okay, this is super duper awesome. It's awesome, super duper awesome. But how does this help you move from one place to another? Well, the mod has a few other tricks up its sleeve. Disassemble, line, disassemble. Yeah, there we go. So now it's back in block form. The mod has a few other tricks up its sleeve that we are going to take advantage of. Let's see. We've got just enough time left in the day to do this. I'm going to grab another set of planks and a chest. That should be good. And that should be good. Yeah, whatever. Planks. Chest. Okay. So we'll come down here to the mighty 2 planks. Okay. And we've extended the ship a little bit, and we've stuck a chest on the end of it. And we don't care about kelp, so we're going to throw that in there. Come up here and tell it to assemble again. Now it has 8 blocks. That would be the original 3 blocks, right? Plus the 4 planks I added is 7. Plus the chest is 8. And yes, sometimes you get little flowing water glitches there. Mount the ship, and now I have a long ship that includes the chest on it. See if we can get out of this stupid whirlpool. You can get out of them if you back and forth enough, because you'll build up momentum each time. This mod does not always break water like this, but it seems like in 1.7.10 it does quite a bit. There we go. We broke free. And so now we've got this big, long, kind of funny looking ship. Yeah. And we can sail this fellow off wherever we want to go. Now, where it becomes really useful, aside from just being an exploring ship, like maybe a vanilla boat would be, a vanilla boat might even be better because you can break the thing and stick it in your inventory and cross land if you need to. This fella isn't going to do that. It's not going to fit in your pocket. You would have to break the whole thing down and build it up again. What makes it useful is the items in the chest stay there. Isn't that glorious? You can build your ship. You can have inventories on the ship. Sail the ship around, park it, and those inventories are going to be just fine. So that's where it comes into play for moving our base. Instead of making ourselves pick up every chest and break it and carry the items by hand, maybe by backpack, and then dump them back into a chest. Well, instead of that, we can just attach everything to a ship. And you might still be thinking, well, come on now. You've still got to get all the way over here, and that's all ice. So sailing a ship over there is not going to do that much. And you would be right. But there's another feature to the mod that I'm going to show you right now. There's a special recipe here. Piece of wool above string, and that gives you an air balloon. And let's see, we had 8 blocks before. Sounds right. We're going to use these eventually anyway, so I'll go ahead and make a whole bunch of them. Let's try modifying the ship a bit. If we attach some of these air blocks to it, and we'll go with 3 on either side, it doesn't look too horrible, and assemble it. Now you can see it says the type is airship. Oh yes, that means what you think it means. Yes, it does. And we've got a total of 14 blocks. Now here, air balloons, it says we have 6, and that makes up 42% of the ship. By default, you need to have at least 40% of your ship be air blocks for it to be an airship. So we just barely squeaked in there. If we broke one of these blocks, like so, and then we tell it to assemble again, it's going to say, I'm just a ship. I only have 38%. And you can change that in the config. You can change it so that basically you need 0.001%. In other words, if you just have one single air balloon, what are they called? Air balloon on the ship, it'll be an airship. So it's up to you. If you want it to be kind of quote-unquote more balanced, you can take the defaults. How about you hold this for me? Alright, so anyway, we have our airship. It floats around like a regular ship. It gets sucked into broken water like a regular ship. It bobs up and down unlike a regular ship. But you can also have it fly up into the air. Oh yeah. And so this is where we're going to be using it to move chests. Once we get some chests on here, we can fly it over to the new base, land, and then we'll be able to really easily move our chests and stuff into the new base. And you may be thinking, like I am, this is totally awesome. I'm going to build an entire base on the airship, and I'm just going to move my base around wherever I want to go. Well, yes and no. Yes and no. It can be a little bit tricky using these things, especially if you have them way up in the air. The mod has always been a little janky in terms of dismounting it. Like you saw me fall through right there. Yeah, you can never be 100% sure where you're going to dismount. So it's really awesome for making vehicles. If you're willing to touch down, you can actually use it for a base. But some machines don't really like being attached to it, and that's a problem. Take a little bit of dirt here to fix those water glitches. And if you attach your bed to it, your bed will stick to it, and your bed will move around with it. And when you deform or whatever, detach the ship, your bed will still be there. And the problem is, it won't save your bed position. Every time you form the ship, it will act like you've destroyed your bed, basically. So your spawn point is not going to be saved, and you won't really be able to use it as an ongoing mobile base. You're going to have some point where you've got a bed sitting down. Oh. Huh. Weird. You're going to have some place where you've got a bed that just sits and stays there. So, like I said, the mod has its pluses and minuses. Overall, it's totally awesome to be able to make a little cargo airship like this. Either just for exploring, which I do quite a bit. Yeah. Or just for moving cargo from base to base. They're really nice in the nether because you can make small ones that you can fly around in. They're a little dangerous there. So I still use them, but they're dangerous. What is wrong with you? You stuck on something? Guess it got stuck on something. So anyway, you're going to see more of this mod once we get to the nether. Because, because that's my favorite way to get around the nether. Okay, so anyway, that went on a lot longer than I expected. But you got to see a little bit of DaVinci's vessels. I'm going to call it Archimedes ships eventually, because I'm just so used to calling it by that name. But yeah, we're going to get a lot of use out of this. Back in the 1710 days, I would build quarry ships, and I would fly buildcraft quarries around on it. Did it work? Yes, it worked 100%, and it was awesome. So yeah, we're going to think of something really cool to do with this in 1710 as well. Hey, I've started moving things over to this bigger airship by hand, but I figured before we move out, maybe we have a little Christmas time. I've actually got a pick that can break into these suckers now, so how about we go ahead and figure out which of the press things we're going to be able to get. Obsidian. Oh, I can't break into it. Oh no. Alright, we'll take care of that. Back in a second. Okay, pickaxe, flint, obsidian sharpening kit. There we go. Now Christmas time! Christmas time! Christmas time! Alright, let's crack in here. It's about the middle right there. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. Come on, little chest, where are you? Get some torches going in here. Okay. It's hard to see in the inside of these meteors, even in the best of times. Oh, there it is. Down there at the end. You know, I had never considered it. We might actually end up using Skystone. Oh, wow. Oh, now that's lucky. Oh, come on. That is lucky. The engineering press, the calculation press, and the silicone press. So we only need one more. What is it? It's not the logic press. I forget what it's called. We only need one more and we're going to have a full set. And... come on, you. Come to Papa. And we still have another meteor to crack into. Ha 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 ha. This is a pretty good sized one, actually. I don't know why I thought this one was small. It's actually a pretty good sized one. So let's go right here. Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. If you have not seen the TV show Rick and Morty yet, go find a way to watch the TV show Rick and Morty. I hear season 3 has just finished up. I watched season 1 and 2 all in about 5 or 6 days. My brother recommended it to me. And so I ended up just binging the thing. I just watched it straight through. Season 3 just came out. I'm going to end up watching that thing straight through too. But yeah, if you watch... if you watch Rick and Morty, you'll understand why I said, show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Okay. So, did we dig too low or too high? Because I feel like we dug in the middle. I guess it could be off to the side one. That feels like the middle, though. Maybe it's up one more? So this feels like about the middle. I'm watching Wayla up at the top to see if the tooltip changes. It didn't. It's not in the walls, is it? No. Okay, so how about we dig through the ceiling a little bit. See if we can't find it. Oh, there it is. Come on, baby. Oh! The logic press? Oh my gosh. Wow. Okay, I'm really glad for that. I'm really, really, really glad for that. I'm not going to have to go around hunting for meteor after meteor after meteor just to try to find all of the 4 presses. Oh, how lucky is that? We found all 4 of them right next to our little homeless guy living in the clearing spot. Ah, that is perfect. That is just too perfect. Okay, back in a second. I'm going to get some more moving stuff ready. Okay, everyone, I've basically given up. I decided there's only one thing left to do. Ow. 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 I'm going to put some blood in here because we just don't have access to slime balls yet. Even with all the branch mining I've done, I haven't even accidentally come across any slimes yet. So maybe I haven't broken into any slime chunks. I don't know. But anyway, we need the slime to be able to make packing tape. But it's what you may call it, it's ore dictionaried. So we can use blood, and we'll get blood one way or another. And in this case, it's going to be another. Ow, ow, ow. Also, you may have noticed that I don't have lava in my smeltery anymore. Well, I just stuck a bucket in there again. And how did I get it out? How did I get the... One of the cool things about these taps is that you can pour any liquid into any liquid container. It doesn't have to be a Tinker's Construct container. So if I've got, for example, a tank that can accept lava, I can pour it right in there. Yeah. So there's no reason why you should ever have liquid stuck inside of a smeltery and you just can't figure out a way to reclaim it. Not a big deal, but it is pretty cool that if you need to use lava, you can actually end up pulling it back out again, and if you want to, using it as fuel. Oh, wonderful. Oh, joyous joy. In order to get the packing tape that we need, not only do we need a little bit of my blood coagulated for whatever reason, we're also going to need some paper. Well, we're in an ice biome. Yeah. I don't know if we even have any reeds to grow. Oh, we do have a little bit. The other option would be that we could make sawdust. There's a way to do it in forestry. There's a way to do it there. There's a way to do it in forestry, but that involves a little bit more crafting that I really want to do. And besides, sawdust comes from a sawmill, for example. And wow, really? You have a 25% chance. Anyway, and on top of that, there's a specialization for the sawmill, I think, that will give us creosote oil. So that's actually pretty interesting. Pretty interesting indeed. So we'll have to look into that. But we do have some cane, and that's, you know what, that's the easy way. Probably going to go with that. Okay, packing tape. Let's pack this stuff up with our packing tape. Do we have any? Yeah, we've got one more. That fella. Come on, Axe. Do your job. Yeah. And let's see. Yeah, it'll even tell you... Oh, it says content sealed within. Okay. So I'm not going to have any idea what these are until I set them back down again. You know what? That's a problem. That's a problem. I'm going to have to do something to keep that from getting me all confused. Yeah. So when you're sticking chests on your little cargo ship, obviously you can't stick chests right next to each other because, you know, vanilla Minecraft. But what you can do is stick storage drawers between. So that's an easy way to make them a little more compact. I guess I'll just have to tape and untape these things more than once. I did go ahead and craft 2 sets of tape, so that should be fine. That'll get us packed up. I'll be back in just a minute when I've got everything moved onto the ship. Okay, I am back from seeing Blade Runner, and it looks like I've got a little ghost badge on. Huh. Cool. Anyway, Blade Runner, really good movie. There's a lot of nudity. I wasn't all that crazy about how much nudity there is, but otherwise it's completely awesome. So I totally suggest going to see it. Really good story. We've got everything packed up, smeltery and everything crammed together as tight as possible onto our airship here. I think we're gonna have to give it a new name because it's not really 2 planks anymore. How about mini planks? There we go. Ship. Really? You still need some more air balloons. Here we go. Let's try another pair of air balloons. One thing nice about the air balloon recipe is that you can do it in your crafting grid, just in your inventory, without much trouble. There we go. The only thing I really regret is that we're going to end up leaving this nice farm behind, together with all of the wonderful little earthworms. But it'll be fine. We can start a new one. Okay. Assemble ship. Airship. There we go. 41%. Yeah. Talk about just barely getting in there. Okay. So now we are flying the good ship mini planks. Yay. Hooray. Up in the top left. Because we're kind of inside of the ship, even though we're mounted on it, we're inside of the bounding box of it. We're going to be basically constantly looking at it, and so you can kind of see a model of it up there in the top left. That's funny. I may have to turn that off at some point. That make it annoying. But yeah, as you can see, this is definitely the way to carry a whole bunch of chests and stuff around. Oh, absolutely. And rather than parking outside and risking having creepers come in and blow all of our stuff up, we can just park it on the roof. Not directly on the roof, because the next time I tried to form it into an airship, it would try to connect to the roof, and that would be pretty annoying. Looks like I'm a little off center. There we go. It's a little better. And we'll get a little bit of altitude just to make sure we're not sticking to it. You can use the align button, and that will cause the entity to snap to the grid, like snap to the block grid. So this ship's, the part of the entity where the ship's helms would be, it's now directly in the middle of the block below it. So it lines up perfectly. It's really good for parking. And let's see. Ow. Yeah, even with that, we didn't manage to dismount on the ship itself. It's a little bit. I think that issue is caused because the client side of Minecraft and the server side can get a little bit out of sync. If you've ever gotten into a vanilla boat and you just started off in one direction and you were loading all kinds of chunks because you were exploring, and then you try to get out of your boat and you end up just way off somewhere else, or you're sailing along and suddenly your boat just crashes and breaks and you're not quite sure why. That's because of that. It's because of that issue. It's a Minecraft issue and not a DaVinci's Vessels. Yes, good. I used the correct name. DaVinci's Vessels issue. Small problem. Small problem. Alright, let's try one more time. That should do it. Tell it to align. Disassemble. Still didn't make it. But now we're not covering up our hull. Okay, so I did go ahead and light up the entire roof here. I don't remember if I said that last episode or not. Ow. And I did go ahead and light up the entire inside of the base. So we now do not have to worry about mobs appearing. Oh, nice. Nice, nice. We don't have to worry about mobs appearing inside the base. There. This is like the worst place for a bed ever. Right in the middle between two doors. Okay, so we are completely moved now. And I guess the next thing will be to unpack and also get something of a garden started again. Because we're going to need the canola to continue powering our base. And that's going to be our early game power system, is the canola oil. It's pretty awesome in my opinion, and it's also something we've already built. We already have everything we need to do it. So for the first first little bit here, we're going to continue using it. It just makes sense. Let's see. Trying to decide if we have time. Haven't done any building, but I'm not sure I want to go ahead and do any more building right now. Do we have a chisel built? Yeah, we do. Okay, let's do something different then. Maybe we can kind of decide what's going to go where. So we've already got kind of a crafting area over here. A little bit of storage, a little bit of crafting. I think I want to keep this as a crafting area. For storage, we'll probably end up doing something a little bit different, because I don't want to block these walls off. I think probably this will be a smelting space at first, or maybe up here. That way if we need to pipe something through to the crafting area, it'll be a little easier. So let's say for now this will be our processing area, not just smelting but processing. This will be storage. This will be crafting. And then this can be, I don't know, a little place for our bed. And maybe a place to do some magic too. Maybe potions or something like that. We don't have Bibliocraft. Bibliocraft was great for adding furniture and things like that, just to make a place look nice. We're not going to have that this time around. The furniture that we have is the vanilla bed. Okay. So let's see here. We can go ahead and move our storage drawers. If I can find where I stuck the rest of the tape. There we are. Okay. Probably this one will break. There we go. Nothing wrong with that. We made it to use it. Is that taped? It's not taped. Yeah. I just had a thought. It was a good thought. I also had another thought. Not being very descriptive, am I? Remember the guy at the place? You know, the one that did the thing? Dude. Okay. I think we will choose where to put our inventory space based on how far apart the windows are. So this would probably be a pretty good inventory space. Well, I guess they all have a too wide spot, so maybe any of them can be the inventory space. What I was thinking was, if we lay down a chest, we want to have a double chest, right, side by side, and anywhere that there's a 2 block wide section, we can have the double chests kind of stack up that way. But I'd say it looks like any of them can do it. For the drawers, so let's say chests will go there. drawers can go like this. We have another one, huh? Yeah, okay, good. Yeah, and that won't block the window at all. It may look stupid, and I may I may decide later that that's really dumb and just move it, but for now it'll work. I really wish we had what we needed to get a moving wand. I think that's what it's called. Wand. Wish we had the stuff we needed to get a moving wand. But that's 2 ender pearls and wand cores that are made from blaze rods and other stuff. Yeah, we don't have that. We're not even close to that. Otherwise I could just pick up these chests with all the stuff in them. But it's going to take some manual labor to do that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do the manual labor, and by the time we get back for next episode, we should have all this stuff moved in, and we'll be ready to move on to something else. And until then, enjoy. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I'll see you next time.